Yo, what's up guys? Inco here with a new build video, and this is for Cold Exsanguinate Miner. This actually started as a hand cast build, but ultimately getting cast speed for self-cast Exsang just feels awful. So putting it in a mine just straight up tenfolded the damage. Here we're just showing a 70% more life elderslayer, so really tanky. I do forget to bear trap them until the end with rocks, but to be completely honest, you really don't need it. The build's damage, I'm not sure what it actually is, but I just know as this being my quote-unquote league starter, I've had no problem with any bosses. It just absolutely obliterates them. So we'll go over the gear, show map showcase, and let me know if you guys have any questions or want to see anything. Now we'll hop into a map and then we'll go over the gear. It says life has extra and reduced damage from crits. Big annoying mod there is obviously the reduced damage from crits. Also some annoying ones are less recovery. Just have to take off your RF and then like minus res. But not a big deal, you just have to take RF off. I'm actually going to rush to the boss. So this is the strat that I do. I'm focusing on farming expedition essences and drawing a blank. Legion. The boss, the phase. Go. And then now I come back through and kill everything because doing that eliminates the boss selection from the altars. Oh, I think I have Beyond on a sextant. Realize that. So again, we're pretty much on a 4-link right now, and you know, using rarity gear because let me take off these shrines. Using rarity gear because, you know, 3.19. Just say that. Finish going through this map, and then we'll go over the gear. This build actually started as self-cast, and just pain trying to get the cast speed and actually make it feel good with the Exsanguinate cast animation. But once it was in a mine, it was just significantly better. So ideally with the altars, you're looking for like that one I just clicked there. The quants and rarity. Unfortunately, I don't read the mods, and as you can see, I took one that bricked regen, so I'm going to town real quick and make sure to not turn on RF. Not draining all my life. I'll do that after. Went in. Well, you know what? I'll do it after. Let's just do the Legion so you guys can see the clear on this. Actually very nice because of the Awakened Chain. Awakened Chain was like dirt cheap. Got it for like 100 C. So that's all clear. As you can see, pretty nice. Alright, we'll go over the gear. I'll go back and loot that stuff after. So yeah, we're basically on a 4-link there because I'm using chain and item rarity, and I have a gold flask also when mapping, but damage is still no problem for essences, all that content and stuff. And I mean, that was like a 8 mod. 130 quant reduced damage, life as extra, so you know, actual mods in there that make a difference. But when you're single target, you would replace item rarity if you have it. It's not needed. For single target though, you replace chain with trap and mine support. Then obviously get rid of the gold flask and use taste of hate. But just mapping, I've been using this. And no problems whatsoever with any like going through map content and everything, all the bosses and that. So for the gear, we are rocking, this is just a fractured fizz. Obviously double +1 would be ideal. And then like, you know, for suffixes, double damage, crit multi, and then the mine throwing speed. But again, this is essentially my league starter. I started late, went through, did all the content on this character, all my bosses and that. No problems whatsoever. And the only items I really had early on were Herm Sorrow, Heat Shiver, Prism Guardian, and Mark of the Shaper, and Magnate. Those are like the key items on the budget setup, and as you can see, I still have amount of them. Magnate's not going anywhere. Magnate's absolutely insane, and you combine it with Iron Will, and it's very nice. Mark of the Shaper, and just an Elder Ring. I have Cannot Be Poison here because I've been doing Expedition, and poisons hurt really bad. So, taking that. And then this is left over from, obviously, the Exsanguinate. The life per enemy hit with spells isn't doing anything. You just want an Elder Ring with crit multi, essentially, to take advantage of Mark of the Shaper. A +1 Fizz Amulet with some life, and a bunch of strength and dex to solve our problems there, because we don't have stats on like this ring or anything. And then Prism Guardian, Heat Shiver, Rare Chest, Rare Boots, and then we'll go over the gems. We have Divergent Righteous Fire, Flame Dash, Arcane Surge. I mean, you can just pause if you want to see any of this. It'll be in the POB also. So, the chest, the most important thing here is the mana reservation efficiency and the crafted mod, because we want to be ailment immune. And we also have that here on the implicit from Eldritch Currency, avoid ailments, and the crafted version. The veiled versions of these mods do go up to 35, and same thing with the implicit on these boots, also goes higher. But because we are using a Grand Spectrum currently, we don't really need the higher versions. We're over at 103. And Heat Shiver, absolutely insane for this build since we're freezing. Oh yeah, the main links. And then obviously if you were actually single target, you would have increased crit, Exang, Trap and Mine, Minefield, High Impact, and Hypothermia. And for our jewels, you can search this on POB. You want a Doriani's one. Ideally, you get one with Ritual Might for double damage, increased fizz. So, the one thing currently expensive in this build is these two Grand Spectrums, the Min Endurance and Min Frenzy. I got these from a friend that's not playing, Sniz. So, I have them in, but this is just essentially 12% more damage here. And this is defense. To start off early, I would use the... Obviously, you want to keep the avoid ailments, unless you, like, you know, craft your gear Gigan properly. But avoid ailments, and then increase max life Grand Spectrum, and elemental damage Grand Spectrum. And then you can use a Enduring Composure small cluster to get you endurance charges and also more armor. Here we have Force Multiplier, Ironbreaker, Master the Fundamentals. This is a block node, don't take that. The big one here is Force Multiplier, Ironbreaker, some more fizz. Medium clusters are very important because of this node here. So this gives 10% chance to be detonated in additional time. So we have two of those nodes, that's 20%. And then we get 15% here, which takes it to 35%. That means every mine has a chance to basically do double its damage, if you will, double detonate. And it is absolutely insane. Our Anoint, we're also taking advantage of devastating devices to save a handful of points. and get power charges and nice crit multi. Our Watcher's Eye is just Consecrated Ground, Zealotry, increased damage, and Flat Cold from Hatred. This was like a divine. There's still a lot of stuff in this build that's pretty cheap. Needs to be upgraded in that. Even divine well. The helmet. This helmet is pretty cracked, I will say. Zanello actually found this in a Vault Temple. So if you have a high enough Enlighten, it's not really needed. And or alternatively, swap an aura and fix your reservation problems with that. Definitely take Iron Will, Magnate. Magnate's absolutely insane for this build. Make sure you have over 400 strength, so you have the triple damage. I think that covers the most important things. Like I said, our defenses are pretty good. I do want to replace Prism Guardian and get out so many uniques in that. But as you can see, like with our flask up, I know I still have the Opega Gold flask on, but no Molten Shell in that, pretty good. We're Chaos Res capped. We have +1 max Chaos Res because of our small cluster. We're ailment immune. We also cannot be poisoned. So, I mean, as far as like softcore terms, the build is very tanky. Been playing it, and pretty smooth sailing leveling, no problems. Like once in a blue moon, I mean, you get a combination of like, so I don't really read the altar mods. I'm gonna be honest. If I just see it messes up my regen or something, I just count out, turn off RF, go back in the map. So you know, a combination of like map mods, altar mods, and then like Giga Juice essences. Once in a while, you know, one of those will kill me. But as far as anything else, no issues whatsoever. I've done all the pinnacle bosses. I do wish I could work in suppression. Because like suppression's so nice for bosses. Suppression's OP for bosses, but it is a minor, so you're pretty safe. And one thing I will mention, if you don't like Minefield, which I think it's absolutely insane for this build, it lets us get up to 22 mines. And you basically throw 5 at a time instead of 1. You can use charged mines. And then you can only get up to 15. And you obviously want as much mine throwing speed as you can then. POB is very weird though, because it shows charged mines give like having our POB a lot more damage at 15 mines with charged mine support instead of 22 mines with minefield support. And I think it calculates in like the mine throwing speed into the total DPS. There's something really wonky there. I don't really know what the damage of this build is. I can just tell you I've had no problems with any of the bosses, like insta-phasing Cirrus and everything. And if you guys want to see like videos that I streamed it, I can pull it up on the VOD if you guys want to link in that. Or in the update video, I can record whatever you guys want to see. Just let me know. But I think Divergent Minefield is just an absolutely insane DPS increase, especially for bosses, because you're going up to not only 22 mines, but all that double damage effect you have between high impact. You also have triple damage from Magnate, double damage here, and then you have 35% chance for mines to be detonated in additional time. So increasing the chances of all of those, you can see where you can have like a perfect storm where just some absolutely insane damage. But as far as mapping and everything, this build is actually really fun. Awaken Chain with Exsanguinate is always just so nice. It's like what Arc wants to be, essentially. Just it spreads so fast, kills everything, no problems. There's like no delay. I think that's pretty much it for the build, though. Oh, the life flask. Get a real life flask. This is a meme at this point, like with my stream, that keeping a level 50 flask. So we've been using this the whole way. Haven't replaced it. Get a real life flask though. But the other flasks, you know, you do want those. And in the actual POB, I'll have this set up. You know, the actual single target setup. I'll have chain and rarity in there. But I mean, this is my mapping setup. I have chain and rarity in, and then the gold flask. But just for the sake of the POB, I'll have the single target set up in. I'll just have these below, not selected. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. If you guys want to see, you know, any bosses or anything with the build, I can do that. And going to be upgrading the build. Eventually, like, you know, we want to get into rare gloves, get the full conversion out that way, get Unnerve into the build, get rid of Prism Guardian, get some more defenses. It's either going to be, it's probably going to be like Tempest Shield and block, ideally for even more defenses. Although for like a softcore build, I just don't, Prism Guardian is just kind of bad, but it lets us fit in the Zealotry, a free 50% aura, so it is kind of nice right now. But yeah. Let me know if you guys have any questions with the build. Till then, you guys have a good rest of your day and or night. See you guys on the next video. Take care.